Hello, and very welcome to the Parenting Success Week, day 2. Today, we're going to talk about communication because communication is at the heart of every relationship. And if you think about it, any problems you might have had in life with friends, partners, your children, anybody around you, colleagues, anyone, it's always down to communication, to not being able to understand each other, to respect each other's opinions, and to really, truly, fully listen to each other. And sometimes, more often than not, we talk more than we listen. So it's about when to talk, when to listen, and how to listen. And as that sentence says, we've got two ears and one mouth, so we should use them accordingly. But that's very hard to do. And especially when it comes to our children, we always want to protect them and feel like we want to help them before they even need help. And we jump in instead of building that communication, that resilience and encouragement to get them to do things by themselves. In case you missed yesterday's video, the previous video, I'll just tell you why I'm telling you about all these things. I have been working with families and children for the last over 15 years, between my own children, and I've been working as a primary school teacher. I studied psychology, and within my business, I've been in contact with many, many families the last few years. And it's always the same problems that we had. And I mentioned that yesterday, but I realized how important when you listen, you get so much information, and then you can transform your words based on what you've listened. And doing that with our children is so, so powerful because as human beings, we all have this huge need for a sense of belonging. We want to belong. And I don't know if you've watched this movie, Zootropolis. It's all about belonging and what happens when you feel like you don't belong. And communication can help you achieve that. And for our children. And that's like a superpower we can give them if we help them build their communication skills. It's a superpower they can use in life for anything and achieve anything they want. Improving communication with our children. There are 5 things we can do to improve communication, and then after this I'm going to tell you why we should do so. The first thing is active listening. Put all distractions away, especially phones. And even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 1 minute, even if it's waking up in the morning, or I don't know, brushing teeth or putting dishes in the dishwasher, he can get who can wash them, who can put them in the sink faster, or small little things like that, that we're really connecting with each other. Or filling up a bottle. Okay, you carry the bottle and you pass it on to me all the way to the kitchen, and then I'll fill the bottle in. It's just as simple as this, and it really builds our connection. So that active listening, and that might engage into and start new conversations where we can really get to know our children in a way that we wouldn't otherwise. It's that undivided attention and making eye contact with them. The second one is providing a safe environment where they feel like they can express their feelings and emotions with no judgment at all. It is safe for them to do so, and we're going to respect whatever they say. We will have an opinion as well, of course, and our main purpose is to keep them safe. So we will give them advice and tell them things based on, are they safe? Should they have done differently? But we need to show that they are free, they have that power of self-expression, and they are in a safe environment where they can share anything that has been going on that day. We need to be clear and consistent, and that means using age appropriate vocabulary and words, and also sending consistent messages. So stick to your boundaries and to your messages and be consistent with it. We can't sending them a message one day and then a very different message the next day. Just stay consistent. Model good communication. If we communicate our own feelings and our own emotions, they will do that as well because they see we're doing it. We can't tell them, how are you feeling today? How was school? What did you do? Did you play with your friends? We need to share some of our experience as well. And that's what builds that communication, that relationship. And then they'll be able to model that. And also, I think being a mom is finding that balance between protecting our children and keeping them safe and making everything as easy as possible, but also showing them that life is not easy. Life is full of challenges and we need to overcome them, and we need to be strong, and we need to be resilient, and we need to be confident, and we need to get through it. And we're not always going to be happy. we sometimes feel sad, and we feel angry, and we feel frustrated, embarrassed, ashamed, and we go through all this jungle of emotions, and that's okay. So it's finding that balance between everything is amazing, easy, perfect, and safe, and everything is scary, overwhelming, and I have so much anxiety right now, because they need to see that life is not always joy. There are so many other things, and that's why we need to communicate as well how we feel. Today I felt really angry because someone said something to me, and I didn't feel right, but then I just went outside for a walk, and I'm much better now. I'm in a better place now, and they'll see how we react to those unhelpful or negative emotions, and then they can do the same, because they're going to mirror what we do. The next one is shared activities. So anything that we're doing during the day, let's just involve them. We don't always need to create extra activities for them. Mommy, I'm bored. Mommy, I'm bored. Let's do this. Let's create an amazing play setup, or let's go to the most amazing place or playground. Or no, we can just involve them, as simple as that, in whatever we need to do, whether it's the laundry, putting diesel in the car, doing the shopping, going for a walk, anything at all. We can involve them in that planning and doing that activity. We're now really excited for the summer, and we are working on creating different activities and planning one activity per week together. And it's about the planning that we're excited about more than the actual activity. And it's again communication. So I hope that helps in different things you can do with your children to improve your communication with them, because that's going to build a really strong relationship. Why should we do so? The first thing is to help them develop their emotions and help with their emotional development. It gives them a sense of security, and when they feel heard and valued and understood, that boosts their confidence and self esteem. And that's really powerful, because when you have good self esteem and good confidence, you can take on anything in this life. The second one is behavioral benefits. Oh, apologies, I never changed the slide. No, behavioral benefits. That is just having better coping skills and strategies and mechanisms for stress and anxiety. When something happens and it's overwhelming and something goes wrong and you just want to give up, it's those coping mechanisms, and it's down to communication. If you have the words and the structures, and you can even talk to yourself and say, it's going to be okay. I need to breathe. I'm going to go outside. I know what makes me calm, what helps me calm down. That's what I'm going to do now. And having those words and structures, and you saying that to them, it's going to create that inner voice where they can then say that to themselves. So that's really, really powerful. The next thing is social skills. So empathy, active listening, effective expression, and that is crucial for building relationships for with other children, friends, and with adults like teachers or their parents as well. Mental health will reduce anxiety and depression in the long term as well. And that is because they feel comfortable sharing their own emotions and their own feelings and their own opinions. And when you do that and you can get it out of your system, you're going to feel so much better, because if you keep it inside, it builds up and it gets bigger and it gets worse, and it's not good for your mental health. So by allowing that time and space for our children to communicate safely and openly, it's going to really help them in the short and also in the long term, especially. And the last one is the long term relationships. So, if they see us doing these at home, having good communication between all the people that live in the household, they're going to mirror that, and they're going to be able to transfer that thing, what they see, into their own relationships as adults as well. And just before we finish, I'd like to give you more tools for your parenting toolkit today in relation to communication. There are a few things you can do to create meaningful conversations with your children. So today I'm going to go through these four, which are, for me, I think, the most powerful ones. The first one is interactive play. Play and using toys. Toys are the connector between two people and between the adult and the environment. So using toys is just having something that creates a connection between the two people, and you can use it as a prompt to then create an open conversations and talk about things. And as they say, play is is how children practice what they're learning. So anything that they have seen, experienced, heard during the day, they can put it into practice when they're playing and make it their own and get more familiar with all those different skills that they're developing. So interactive play could be anything like going on a treasure hunt or picking up flowers, building a puzzle, playing with blocks, Lego, painting, arts and crafts, anything at all. Play is anything that brings you joy, makes you happy, and it's your own choice. So if the child wants to take part and it brings them joy and fulfillment, that is play. And if you do it together and give some space for those conversations, it's really going to bring you both together, and you're going to learn so much about your child and what's important to them in their world. Reading books, and don't read books just by reading word by word, just allow to look at the pictures and allow for those conversations to come up and see what's interesting for the child and just follow the lead of the child. Outdoor walks, outdoor is so, it will recharge your energy and your happiness and your everything. Outdoor walks, and if you could even take your shoes and socks off and walk together and get that energy together. Go for on treasure hunts, look for flowers, for rocks. You can then paint them another day. So spread out all the activities. So one day you go for a walk and collect something, and then the next day you play with it, and then the next day you give it to someone as a gift. And it's all about that process. And then the last one is family activities. So again, anything that you need to do or that's in the planning that you're going to be doing those days, especially now in the summertime, use that as a family experience to create meaningful memories. And it doesn't have to be something amazing like going to Disneyland. Again, that's great if you can go to Disneyland, but it doesn't have to be like that. All they want is your unconditional and undivided attention for a few minutes every single day. So if you want to pick one of those every day, even if it's a few minutes or if it's up to an hour or more, it doesn't matter, but it's consistency is key. So I would say pick one every day, and then you can go to bed that night knowing you created that quality time for your children, that quality time that they really needed, and it's going to bring so many benefits for them and for your relationship together. So that's all from me from today. I hope you enjoyed this and learned so much. And what's next? Managing mom's guilt and finding work life balance. So we will talk about these tomorrow. If you found this useful and helpful and you think this could also help any friends, you can invite them to join in tomorrow as well. And I would be really happy to see them tomorrow as well. So I hope you have a great evening and a great day tomorrow, and I'll see you then.